Live from Shaolin, Staten Island, New York City.
Freak Show Central.
Where's that?
New York City.
It's the Turnbuckle Throwbacks Wrestling Podcast with Phil, Jay, and that pain in the ass, Choppy. On Rant EM Radio, proud member of the Shining Wizards Network and Dark Satellite Media.
Serving hard times. You know the big boss man will make you walk the line. You better watch out for you're serving hard times. He carries a big stick, a ball and chain too. Looking for trouble, he'll be coming after you. You'll serve hard times. You'll be serving hard times. You know the big boss man will make you walk the line. Serving hard times. Serving hard times. Serving hard times. You know the big boss man will make you walk the line. You better watch out for serving hard times.
Serving hard time, bitches.
Serving hard time. You're like, oh.
NJ drops the
And
mic.
drop the mic already. New setup. Drop the mic already.
New setup.
You were saying, what song should we lead off with? Like, we'll do a music today. I was like, fucking. We just heard Big Boss Man. I was like, Big Boss Man all day.
Yeah, if my son's listening, he knows all the words since he's like 4 years old.
And you're like, I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I looked at you dead serious. Like, that's a fucking great thing.
That's a great thing. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome episode 383 of the Turnbuckle Throwbacks Wrestling Podcast. As always, your gracious host, the Yoda of yesteryear, the Messiah of memories, as Chunky Larry calls me, the impact player, Mr. Philly Raya. And I am joined by my main man, ladies and gentlemen.
I always love this.
The one,
the hole-in-one, J-Cop.
I left the golf thing on the other computer. I have to
no need. Look at all I got.
It froze up a little bit. Hey Mario, what's up?
Yeah. This is by the way, we have to, obviously Choppy's conspicuous by his absence.
Yeah, Choppy called us about 35 minutes ago and informed us that he's not coming to the show because he's working still. So
yeah, stuck on a set. So
he's stuck on a movie set.
So it is what it is. But I would be remiss if I didn't at least give Phil his absolute just due for the new setup, at his place. And he really did a lot of work to, get it looking like it did. That's for sure.
Let's say hello to people in the chat room. I see Mario from the barrio, my cousin Richie.
Everybody seen Richie.
Mr. Kid Human, former co-host, Turnbuckle Throwbacks. Mr. Kid Human, a.k.a. Scott. Gordon Post is in the room. Everybody on YouTube, everybody on Rant EM Radio, a part of the Shining Wizards Network, part of Dark Satellite Media. And hello, we got YouTube going. We have Facebook going. And Shaylin is on YouTube. Okay?
Hey now.
It's short bitch here, she says. Shaylin wants this as her intro. Hold on a minute.
Fuck you!
the three snaps and the fuck you. That's for Shaylin. What's up, Uptown Georgie? Matt Squires in the room. Thank you very much for making J Earthquake.
Yep. J-Quake.
It's Studio P for Phil. That's right. Okay, so.
Oh, I like that. Yeah,
Studio P. Studio P. Welcome to my living room, my one bedroom apartment. Yeah. So this has been going on since 8 a.m. this morning. I had no time to set up during the week because I was working, and then had a medical emergency, and I had to go to doctors today and fix that and whatever. But I mean, no great news, but no more bad news either. So it kind of evened itself out. So I'm pretty happy about that. And what else is going on? Yeah, so I started doing this. Jay was supposed to come help me, but he got jammed up with family shit.
Yeah.
So I figured I'm just gonna start it on my own, and then whatever Jay can get, he can give me his input, and he did. So we worked out pretty well.
Well, we do have to say how I almost did create disaster as usual.
Oh, Jesus Christ. So now, my cousin Richie's been busting his balls about stepping on the power strip, right? So Jay buys this, instead of Jay buying the camera that we wanted to buy, he buys this streaming device gimmick for his, for what do you call it? For it's, like if it's a capture thing when you want to stream video games and shit, but he could hook it up to his GoPro. So I was like, all right, we'll try that. So he didn't have the hookup. I thought he had the hookup, the wiring, whatever. He unplugs the fucking HDMI to my monitor, and I'm like, okay, so plug it back in. Plugs it back in. There's no feed.
Yep.
Scanning, and then it goes into fucking sleep mode. I'm like, son of a bitch.
Yeah.
I restart the computer. Scanning. Sleep mode. I'm like, you got to be fucking kidding me. Technology always fails me.
Phil had it so nice, and I came in a total of 5 minutes, and I messed up whatever progress he had.
Yeah, good job. Yeah, it's an Elgato, but it's like a 4K gimmick. It's a
yeah. I need wires. I don't know. Listen. We have to admit one thing, Phil. I am definitely leaps and bounds better than I was.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I'll
give you full credit for that. Full disclosure. What's up, Jamie? Safe travels, brother. Don't worry about it, man. Get us on a download. No, this whole live thing is a bonus. We don't,
Yeah.
Us going live was not part of the podcast a couple of years ago. And we found out we could. So if you can't join us, obviously download it and tell all your friends and all the happy horse shit. So, all right. So Choppy's not here, like I said, and so it's gonna be Jay and I. We have some news to get into.
Yeah.
We got some New Japan stuff. We got some AEW. I didn't see AEW this week. I saw NXT this morning.
Okay.
And I did. And Jay is like Dr. Grant in Jurassic Park. Everything technology breaks down around him. Where's that bell? You have the bell over there?
I sure do.
Jay's got the bell tonight, baby. Jay's got the bell tonight. So we're gonna do that, and we have New Japan. We're previewing the Best of the Super Juniors is going on right now, and also the World Tag League. Yeah. And we got SmackDown in the background over here. And what else? And we're going to preview this Sunday's Survivor Series.
Yeah, which major changes happened on Monday. Obviously.
I didn't see Raw. So
I seen bits and pieces, like I said, about the YouTube clip. I've come to find out 3 hours of Raw is just, it's a lot to go on.
Well, yeah.
But what you can do, which I think is smart, is just watch the shit on YouTube. Everybody 3-4 minute clips.
Yeah, watch it on YouTube. You might as well.
But NXT and AEW, I've watched full on, but I'm kind of liking the setup. By the way, so far. By the way, I'm sitting on a couch.
Yes.
Yes. We're looking at SmackDown.
Yep.
Phil's got a 70-inch TV, so Roman Reigns' new choppers look fucking massive
in high definition. Power strips are his enemy. Yes, Richie.
Technology is my enemy.
Technology is my enemy. Oh. I can't fucking stand this nonsense. But this will be temporary until I guess Choppy's all set up and whatever. I don't mind doing it here because I don't have to go anywhere.
Yeah,
and you're close. No one has travel now. Is Choppy? He moved further out towards the bridge.
But in a sense, he's probably, I'm going to say, relatively the same time-wise. Maybe not distance-wise, but time-wise, because it might be easier to travel along Highland Boulevard. And
so Staten Island, fun fact, with no traffic, you're basically 20 to 25 minutes away from any area on the island. If there's no traffic, obviously. If you're taking the streets, it's longer. But I can get Jay and I can get to the front of the island from here in 20 minutes by car. If there was no, whatever. Matt says, I thought Phil had studio lights set up, but it was just Roman Reigns is smiling. Ding, ding, ding.
I gotta get on that.
Ding, ding. I like that. All right. So yeah, there's a couple of sounds I don't have. I left them on the other computer. I have to, and I made some new sounds today. So We don't have Jay's golf swing, but other than that, we'll have everything else.
By the way, on the YouTube thing, I don't know who this gentleman is or lady, but he said he was part of the Thunderdome. He says it was a waste of time for me. He goes, "There's a guy who will talk to you through your earphones or speakers. He'll tell you to either boo or cheer for the wrestlers. How about that shit?"
The AS7607. It's
Yep.
that Shaylin.
Oh, that's Shaylin. I apologize,
Yep, that's Shaylin.
but yeah, how about that?
Yeah.
They tell you what to do.
Tell me what, do you're not my real Thunderdome dad.
Yeah, you're not my Thunderdome supervisor.
You're not my Thunderdome supervisor. Who the hell is you, man?
Ain't that something, huh?
Yeah.
That's where we're at now, right? Like we're in this weird area, and then like Vince McMahon's gonna have somebody who I don't know. God only knows what he's paying him. Like, oh, all right, yeah. Tell Shaylin really quick, boo Roman Reigns.
Yeah, and get all the color kids off TV. So you can't do that. They're on Thunderdome. Where's Paul?
So that's actually a really interesting fun fact. I had no idea, but it's funny because like obviously we were just talking about my computer savviness. But like I don't know, like you're watching it live? You know what I mean? Like, how is this with the Thunderdome thing? So, Shaylin, if you can comment, or Phil, if you have anything, like
Hammer said he was on it, and they put you in. They tell you what time to be on, like a time frame.
There you go. And then they tell you they'll broadcast it to you live, or
yeah, they put you in it.
Ain't that something?
Yeah. So
yeah, to me, it's cool. Obviously the big news is they're going to Tropicana Field. I think come the early year, I believe,
for the
right?
Rumble,
yeah, for the Rumble and everything. So
yeah, I want to know what they're going to do a bit. I mean, I'm not listen. So I'm on vacation this week. I was supposed to go to Florida for Thanksgiving. Well, I was going to go. Let me rephrase that. I was going to Florida for a couple of days, then come back for Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
but that's not going to happen because shit's about to go down again, and I'm like, you know what? I'm over it. I don't know what they're going to do in terms of if they do lockdowns in other states. They just closed schools here in New York City, and it's on a rise again. But apparently, the FDA just got an emergency request for the vaccination. So I'm thinking like they're going to close the city down till like the end of the year, which is like another 6 weeks, and then they're going to probably start fresh again.
Yeah, it's it's one of those things where you look at it and you're trying to figure out, especially come the holidays. They're saying there's a plan in place for the schools and whatnot for next week. I don't think there's any plan in place. I think
there is no plan in place. That
was the last thing I read was that the mayor's going to try to put in a new plan, but I think what they should just do right now is, and funny to me, I'm kind of anti-shutdown guy.
You're not the only one, brother.
But listen, you got to close. If you have to close down the schools, close them down. But you can't keep stopping. You can't.
It's gonna fuck up a flow, and it's like my friend was telling me today. She said she got an email from the superintendent of her school out here that they're gonna open up the school for like 2 hours on Monday for her to go get her shit.
Yeah,
if you're a teacher, and you know what? Listen, I agree with you. I don't want to get too political, but this shutting down, they should have kept shit shut down until they went back to a little bit of normalcy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, my work went back on lockdown too. And listen, so now all travel plans are fucked. That they put a curfew out on us on certain spots. They also put on you can't have more than 10 people in a house for Thanksgiving actually
from three different households.
Yeah. So I mean, you tell my Sicilian grandmother that, and yeah, I mean, so it is what it is. The bottom line is that it's just to be safe. Okay.
But and his just to poke holes in, because I have to so you can only have 10 people in a household, right? From three different households, whatever it is. But it takes one person to get you sick. So why are we limiting it to? So like, is it like, oh, thank you, lovely government, for allowing 9 of my family members to come to my house, or 9 people to come over? Thank you so much for that. Or is it like, you know what I mean? Like, it just to me, it goes back to the inconsistencies and whatnot. Like it's been a tumultuous year. Let's just call it what it is. It's been a tumultuous year. Let's just be smart about it. Everybody, pay attention to what's going on around you. If you don't feel good, get checked out, all this stuff, and that's where it kind of starts and stops right there.
Yeah, the bottom line is safety. Obviously, safety first. You and yours. That's what we learned in EMS. Scene safety is the first thing I learned in EMS. And then of course, like Jay said, you be mindful of your surroundings. Do what you're fucking told.
Yeah,
I took a train for the first time in like 6 months the other night because I wanted to try to get downtown because there was fucking protesters again on Fifth Avenue.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. It took me 3 hours to get home last week, so I took a train, which was a mistake, downtown to City Hall to get the same bus, but on a different schedule.
Yeah.
Right. So I get on the fucking train. There's people with no masks on. There's people with the mask hanging off under their nose. Like, guys, if you're local, do me a favor, man. If you're not following the fucking rules, throw yourself in front of that next fucking train. Because you know what? At the end of the day, you're going to fucking hurt somebody and you're going to kill them. Because you know what? People who catch it, either if you're really sick or you have a bad immune system, you're shot. If you can catch it and have no symptoms, you can catch it like it's a cold. But the bottom line is that we're in the middle of a fucking pandemic, okay? Do the right thing. Put the mask on. And if your state where you live now is mandating it, fucking do it. It's not just for you; it's for everybody around you. Okay. I know it's not a fashion statement. I know sometimes it's difficult to breathe, depending on what you're doing or how you your health or whatever. But no one's jogging fucking marathons in these masks either.
Although I went to the indoor trampoline park the other day with the kids. And because, like I said, I have this funny feeling that everything's going to be shut down again. So it's just like, all right, kids, let's do everything at once. Let's go out there and just, get it in while we can. And I was jumping around on a trampoline, doing flips and shit. And and next thing you know, I had my mask on. And
wait, you doing what, Jay?
I was taking bumps and then
doing flips and shit. Doing flips and shit.
I was trying to lead into it. Yeah, I was taking bumps all over the place, and I have to admit the neck gaiter thing, it was a little restricting, but it was still a lot of fun.
I wear a neck gaiter because I can't wear it at work. I can wear it to work. I got a fresh fucking Vikings gaiter though.
Yeah,
I wore that the other day. I was like,
well, it's funny, like you're saying it's not fashionable, but like it kind of is fashionable in the sense.
Listen, I'm fucking fantastic wherever I dress because I'm good to go. The fall winter months are my favorite because I get to wear all my fresh gear, my jerseys, my hats, my jackets. But I have a thin gaiter that I wear with you, or we go to Choppy's and we go to the store. I'm going to wear that tomorrow when I go food shopping. And then I wear the Vikings one when I'm wearing like my Vikings gear, my purple, anything purple, But I'm about to buy some more gaiters that match my shit. I have a Mets motif. I might get some Mets colors. And the Mets colors and Knicks colors. If I walk, I might get a red, white, and blue for my Sac Kings. I have a Sac Kings purple set up, so I'll wear that too. Yeah. But the bottom line is that you can still look fresh to death and protect yourself, man.
Yeah.
Or if you don't care about looking fresh to death, still protect yourself, because you know what? At the end of the day, once we get this thing down we can control it, and hopefully the vaccine's another issue. I mean, Jay and I can have a whole podcast about that.
Yeah.
But I mean,
which we should have had a record button on last week.
Oh man, okay, that was pretty interesting though.
It actually pushed back the. It was
we actually should. I'm thinking about like just recording some of the pre-show and then making it like bonus footage.
Yeah,
because I got to tell you, because we come up with some riveting shit, or we just pick on Choppy.
Yeah,
that's pretty much the fun of it, though, But sincerely, man, just do the right thing, and it's the holiday season now. Things gonna be so different between celebrating, and I went by Rockefeller Center last night, and it looked like Rockefeller Center in June.
Have you seen the tree?
I've seen the Charlie Brown tree.
How dilapidated is that tree? Like a metaphor for this fucking year.
The year topped off for me on Tuesday. I lost another coworker, and my buddy John passed away. He was only in his 50s. Probably one of the best critical care paramedics in the city. And that's a shoot.
Yeah.
John has been around for 30 something years. He's one of the best medics in South Queens when he was coming up. And he was a physically fit dude. He was into karate, didn't smoke, didn't drink. On his spare time, he took the bar exam, became a lawyer.
Whoa.
Like, the dude was like super smart. And when I got a call on Tuesday when I didn't go into tour. I had to go to the doctor and get blood work. And I came back and a coworker called me and said that John passed away and John's family's on our thoughts and prayers. But, I've known John for 14 years and, it kind of put the fucking icing on this shit cake that is 2020. That's the 8th person I know that passed away from COVID. Not COVID, just passed away in 2020, period.
Yeah.
The other 6 were from COVID. But John was working out. He was working out and he had an MI and died.
Well,
physically fit dude. There was nothing wrong with him.
It was funny. You say that too, and I just found out a friend of a friend. He was 30. I think he died. He was on sanitation. He was 36, and I think he had a heart attack and just never recovered from it. And I was like, and I'm 35. And I was like, phew. It's like it's one of those things, and it's the second person within about 2 months, I think, that I've heard that had a heart attack, and I was like, and I am nowhere near the most physically fit person in the world.
It just, and so
genetics and whatnot.
With everything going on, we're gonna do our best to entertain you guys, and we're gonna really do a good job in finishing the year off. Proper.
Strong.
Yeah, hopefully we can do the Christmas party with the Wizards. By the way, their 9th anniversary show is next week.
Yeah.
We were at the 8th anniversue show.
God, I wish they would. It's funny because you see that now and you're just like, wow, we've been like, who would have think how many wrestling shows we could have, because we were talking about doing MLW again with Bowman when we
had
down.
Tickets. Well, I still have tickets,
and
I still have tickets for MLW, but it got canceled.
And like you said, whereas how many other shows we could have done, and we probably would have went to the 9th anniversary show like we did last year, and I don't know. You just hear that stuff and you just go, fuck you, 2020.
You could just, everything changed, and sports and everything for me. And then, I'm a live concert, like Jay said, wrestling matches. I go to baseball games, minor league baseball games. Like my whole summer was shot. I had to move in the middle of this fucking pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, I'm over this shit, man, So we're gonna concentrate more on the throwbacks and try to
we already, like I said, we were talking about obviously doing something for next week, and we're doing that, and I think that sparked the interest with us, where we're just like, oh man, maybe we could come over early, do the show, and then maybe start doing a little bit more. And like I said, whereas kind of doing a little bit more for the show, where, like I said, I want to get another, whatever. We're just pay attention for the next few weeks.
Yeah, we're gonna have some stuff coming up. We're really excited. We have tonight. We have obviously the throwback of the month. I've been waiting for this.
Yeah,
and then next month,
a lot of stuff.
It's gonna be next month is Starcade 90. Like, we got the Wizards. We got a bunch of shit. Hope there's a potential a special guest on the show.
Yeah, that's huge.
We're working on that. So, just keep it a lock, keep it on all the social media gimmicks on the handles, and we'll keep everybody in charge. There's a couple of sales going on Pro Wrestling Tees this week. I'll put the ads up during the week. If you guys can buy some shirts, we really appreciate it, because I just pay for the website and it's a little pricey. And between that and the Zoom and the Skype, and I bought new equipment again.
Yeah.
So if you guys can help us out in any way, Patreon.com too. And we promised the Patreon members, of the 4 people that signed up, we promise you'll get footage soon. We've just been really fucking busy with life, and this whole pandemic thing has consumed me.
You think it'd be easier to do stuff, but it's actually gotten harder. it's a really like fun turn of events with that.
So just keep it locked, and we're gonna we'll do a good show tonight, and then you guys can enjoy your holiday, and hopefully we'll have a another episode for you guys next Friday. If not, we'll be back in December. It's not a big deal, you know. It's or even maybe if Jay and I don't or Choppy, we don't do a show for Friday. Maybe I'll rock a philatorial and I'll piss everybody off with my political rant. But other than that, we should be all right.
Yeah,
we should be okay. There's a lot of news to get into this week. So where do you want to go first?
Well, like you said, we were talking about how they're going to go into a stadium.
Yes,
and does that leave for potential for some sort of fan interaction? I think they said they're going to move the Thunderdome into the stadium. But what does that mean? Does that mean that they add more TV screens? I mean, is there any way we could socially distant with some, get some fans in and put TV screens in between? There's so much room for possibilities there. Like, it would be interesting, at least for me, to think about. Maybe start slowly bringing fans back in, like AEW is doing. Like, is that something you think they could do? Or
they can. My cousin said before. My cousin's in South Florida. He said that they're trying to shut the state down again, but they're not doing it. And they started to let people in the games in Tampa for football the other day. So, I mean, it might be a hybrid. They might let people in on one side of the stadium, the other side will just do whatever.
Yeah. Which listen, like, it's all trial and error at this point. But I think Shaylin said it best, and I have to second this sentiment. It is. I really miss a live crowd.
Yeah,
like watching a bunch of old footage, just from stuff from a year ago and whatnot. Like, it's just like, man, like, even watching the small independent stuff, like the stuff from Beyond Wrestling, like, there's a chance that we're never going to watch anything like that ever again. Like, I was watching a lot of PWG this week, like a lot of clips.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're never going to see anything like that ever again.
Yeah.
And it's, whatever side of the fence that you land on, if you agree with it or don't agree with it, like, whatever it is, like, it's something that's going to be taken away from us, and that fucking sucks.
Yeah, I mean, I'm actually, Jay, I'm trying not to think about it.
Yeah.
I'm really trying to not think about it.
It's funny because, like, I'm thinking, like, I've been watching Walking Dead with the Queen Taba, and she. And it's just funny because, like, I was like, wow, look at these people. They're not socially distant. Like, all of a sudden, like, I'm fucking thinking of this stuff. Like, oh, they're not socially distant. It's like, where's everybody's mask or whatever, like. So it's funny how it creeps in. It starts to creep into what you're doing now. So
yeah, riveting match right now with Buddy and Buddy Murphy and Seth Rollins.
By the way, Aaliyah, Rey Mysterio's daughter.
Yeah, she can get it.
Man.
Speaking of who can get it, you know who I rediscovered on the internet?
Who?
80s porn star Christy Canyon.
Oh, Christy Canyon.
She, my friend, can still get it. She does a radio show.
I was just going to say,
yeah. She does the stuff on YouTube. She has one of those OnlyFans pages. I'm not paying to watch Christy Canyon. I've seen her tits for 35 years.
Oh, curb stomp right off the middle rope.
She can definitely get it.
Yeah.
So I rediscovered her, which is pretty dope.
Was she the one that was friends with Foley, or was it Tracy Lords? That was
might have been Tracy Lords.
Who was the underage porn star? Tracy Lords.
Yeah.
So it was Foley. Yeah. Foley was friends with Tracy Lords.
But I've seen Christy Canyon take more loads than a fucking than a fucking dump truck,
Yeah.
But I rediscovered that. Still trying to get a PS5. That was not going to work.
Yeah.
These websites with these bots, like, make it impossible. Like, Walmart's website crashed again.
It was the same thing with,
and it's not even for me, it's for Hammer. I was trying to get it for Hammer,
It's like the same thing with Ticketmaster, like how Ticketmaster used to be.
Yeah.
You go on at 10:01 a.m.
or 9:59,
and all of a sudden, like, you can't get any tickets that you want, and because they're already all taken up or they're sold out, like, I'm already here. Like, what do you mean?
Shaylin said the first episode of Turnbuckle Throwbacks she ever heard was our Christmas episode. We did Starcade 85, and the actual title of the episode was Star Age, The Battle of China's Vagina. Yeah, Shining Wizards Tony was in the studio for that. Shout out to him and Dave Powers. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. I honestly, like, just hopefully trying to...
Yeah, we'll see.
Buddy beat Seth
Buddy
Rollins.
beat Seth. Clean.
Yeah.
Clean. Ain't that something? I tell you. And it was funny when this storyline was first started going on. You could see Buddy Murphy. I thought he was going to turn. I thought he was going to turn on Ray and go back with, the Messiah of SmackDown now.
Yeah.
But
so anyway, getting back to the conversation, I'm trying to think about it. I mean, basketball's starting up again in December. Hockey's in January. Baseball is right now is good to go.
I heard. I don't know how true it is. You're a bigger hockey fan than I am, in the sense of. I heard that they were thinking about being that they're not in the what do they call the NBA? They're in the globe. What is it? What are they?
Yeah,
they're in. That NHL is like thinking about maybe pushing it back. Is that or that is?
I don't know. They're supposed to stop in January. As of early as today, the Canadian government won't let the Raptors play in their own fucking home state, in home country.
Wow.
So they're going to play all their home games in Florida, apparently. It's fucked up.
But like, whatever. I'll
but
up.
I mean, but like it's sad because the Big Four was a big deal.
Yeah.
Mania, Rumble, Survivor Series, SummerSlam. Big venues, big time, NXT. Well, we'll get into fucking War Games in a few minutes.
Can't wait.
Which we called, by the way. Thank you very much.
And it's the absolute right call.
Oh no, 100%. So, I'm hoping, and I'm very pessimistic. I'm not optimistic at all with anything in my life, sadly. But I'm optimistic that they're gonna do like a hybrid. Maybe not here, but in places where they can do it. Here it's impossible.
Yeah.
Okay, because you have fucking 10 million people on top of each other. And like I said, no one's doing the right thing. Okay. Even with the vaccination thingy, and that's another fucking story, but even if people are getting vaccinated, no one's doing the right thing with these masks out here in New York City. Jersey's got, let me tell you something. Jersey, I go to Jersey every weekend to go shopping, to go food shopping and provisions and fuel and shit. And I got to tell you, man, I give Jersey a lot of shit because I bust Jersey's balls, but I must tell you, man, the Garden State, they do the right fucking thing out there, man. When it comes to businesses and I went to a fucking Wawa the other night. In New Jersey, you can't pump your own gas. So Steph and I are in Wawa, and she has to get fuel. So I said, I'm going to go run in and get some snacks. That Phil always does that when he goes to Wawa. It's a fine establishment. I get out, and the dude's like, "Nah, don't go in there. They just closed it up." I'm like, "What's the matter?" He goes, "Somebody was with COVID," and I'm like, "Wow." And they shut the whole fucking facility down to the point where they sent one of the gas tenants home. So there was one dude pumping gas for all these fucking liens.
Yeah.
So it's like it's just how your city, how your state's dealing with shit. And that's what's going to determine sporting events again. Okay.
Yeah.
Where in New York, if you want to have something going on, it's going to have to be with either with crowds or with limited crowds. And on top of that, travel restrictions.
Yeah.
Because not all these performers and athletes live in New York City.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what do you do? So that's why Vince set up shop in fucking Florida, because it's where everything else was.
Most of the wrestlers
live down there. Yeah.
Most of them, I know. But he's you can say whatever you want about the old man. He is literally doing all he can do with the resources that he has. He's able to
100%.
Get the Orlando Magic. What is it? The Amway Center.
That was cool.
He's able to use this. Yeah, he's able to use it. Lord knows what he's paying, or whatever the case is, whatever they got worked out. He is doing the best that he can do with that, and and whether it's right, wrong, indifferent, whatever it is, these sport leagues are gonna have to try. They need a plan. They need to come forward with a plan.
Yeah,
it's not one of these things, and not to get political, but it seems like we always are gonna pivot that.
Oh no,
way.
lately, yeah.
But like, come up with a fucking plan. Don't come up with a plan when we're going to go, okay, now it's your turn, NFL. It's like, no, motherfuckers, like, be proactive. Be proactive with your plan. So
yeah, and they, at least some of these leagues like NFL, MLB, NHL, NBA, they're all taking. They all have state of the art equipment.
Yeah.
They take temperatures 2-3 times a day. The staff has to wear protective gear and all. I mean, at least it's well organized in that respect. Okay. But like, and this is a great point by Matt Squires. With the crowds being so small, do you think they can do a Mania in multiple places like they had in the past?
That's a great idea.
WrestleMania 2, you guys all know WrestleMania 2 is my favorite WrestleMania with those 3 that'd be fantastic. If you could do one either on each coast or on the Northeast and do different venues,
that's really not a bad
idea. And you know what? If you have enough time to plan it like that, and between and they do all the cinematic fucking matches now too. It's like you can do. I mean, listen, you could be like Wrestle Kingdom and do a 2-day event.
Yeah,
Mania right now with with Matt's idea with that concept, you can basically do a 2-day Mania event. And I'm not mad at that, dude.
No.
I'm not mad at that at all.
No, and like I said, I mean, you can do, you're going to go into, you're talking about March, April. We don't know what's going to happen by then, but like you can, especially with travel restrictions and whatnot, and, go to a place that is, doesn't have as many restrictions. I mean, Florida clearly is one thing, and, but why not go to different areas? I think that's a great idea.
That's a great idea.
I think that's a great, and if they do it right now, Squires better get fucking credit from the E. Squires, I am gonna vouch for him right now that he better get that fucking credit because that's a good idea.
Grandpa Squires. But yeah, man, you just hope that next year. I mean, I just want to, and I've been I'm not a real religious dude. And Matt can vouch for that because Matt's he's really deep in his faith. But I've prayed a lot this year, and I prayed a lot because for my health and for my city, for my country, like with all the shit going on, like I want some kind of normalcy back because I don't have a choice. I can't stay home. And I can't collect unemployment, and I have to go out there every single day and risk my fucking life in the city for to work and keep my apartment and my bills and shit like that, But in the same breath, all my extracurricular activities have been taken from me.
Yeah.
So it's like, what do you do, man? What do you do? You grin and bear it.
Yeah, I think you just try to power on. Like that's what I always say. You can't keep putting your head in the sand because it's not going to get you anywhere. At least to me. By the way, side note: Sasha Banks just got attacked by Carmella, and Asuka isn't doing anything. By the way, Carmella looks extra enhanced, huh?
Yeah, extra enhanced. Yeah, she looks like she's from Staten Island. She builds herself there. She's not from there, but she looks like she's from there now.
Now she does.
Yeah, 100%.
Jesus, it doesn't even look good.
Now,
but
yeah. So, all right. So you want to stick with the E? You want to go?
Yeah,
NXT?
Let's go with NXT.
All right.
Like I said, they announced the War Games, baby.
The War Games, if you will.
And it's nothing we didn't see coming, and it's the absolute right move.
And Big Dust would be like,
"So let's get funky like a monkey."
And I'll tell you, man, your boy McAfee.
My boy McAfee says,
McAfee, man. I know you're a McAfee. You're Team McAfee right
now. No, I'm Team Heat.
You're Team McAfee.
I'm Team Heat. I like the Heat.
Yeah, he is killing it right now.
And yeah.
And he was excellent on he was on Busted Open, I think, during the week. And
was he?
Yeah.
I haven't heard some Busted Open so long.
He was on Busted Open, and he, you can hear it. It's I think I was touching on it last week where, when Ronda Rousey was in the E and now I have a different view of Ronda Rousey because you could see her like on her social media, like she's still training, for some sort of return, or maybe she's just doing it to stay fit, whatever the case is. But you can hear it in McAfee where he's talking about like he's a fan. Like he was just happy. He happens to be just a fucking killer athlete and just killed it, in college and pro.
Mott Spock checking in. What's up, buddy?
Oh yeah.
So he goes, so McAfee's second match is the War Games? Yes, sir.
Yep.
Listen, you want to run your fucking trap? You want to be Mr. Big Shot, Mr. Radio Superstar? You want to be a fan? And you want to be a performer now? You want to be a WWE Superstar? Now you're gonna fucking now you prove yourself, Chacho.
Yep.
Now you prove yourself and go into the War Games, if you will.
And like you said, he is. I mean, listen, how many people could say that?
Nobody.
Nunca. Yeah, nunca. And that's a great thing for him, and it just shows you that Triple H or whoever has a lot of faith in him. In a sense of, listen. He's not in there for his in-ring stuff, but he's getting it fucking done on the mic. And he has only fucking Lorcan and Danny Burch and Pete Dunne to back him up.
And the Undisputed Era comes back. They're going to be teaming up with the world champion, the NXT champion Finn Balor.
Yep.
And it's going to be a great December 6th. I will be on my couch right where Jay's sitting.
Yep.
With my fucking snacks and my War Game shirt, if you will. Maybe I'll get an Undisputed Era flag.
Yeah.
And I'll fucking wave my colors, and I'll be very excited because it's my favorite gimmick. That's Matt. That's nothing. The Giants' second match was against Hogan for the championship.
There you go.
Yeah, that's true. And that's just WCW.
It's funny because you say that and you just go, yeah, well, the Giant really wasn't ready, but I don't know. I guess you can't say that McAfee's not ready, but
McAfee doesn't have to be ready.
Yeah,
because it's a tag team. It's a cage match, but the focal point will not be on him. It's a team effort, and you know how it goes with he'll have to show some skill if he's in there.
McAfee's going in last.
Yeah,
there's no doubt he's going in last. Or
the Arn Anderson thing going first.
He is not going first.
I'm just saying it could.
Although
it could happen.
Wanted to show skills, yeah,
it could happen. It could happen. But I am looking forward to it. I think this is the perfect thing. And if this would have happened before he fought Adam Cole, initially, I'd be more on board with him. But I understand why. Yeah. And I'm fully invested. Real quick, NXT. I'm sorry. Gargano lost again to what's his face, Leon Ruff.
Yeah.
And Punishment Margassa got involved.
Yeah.
The Archer of Gypsies, and now it's going to set up Ruff and him because he smacked him in the face backstage. And Regal's like, you had that coming. Like, you fucking deserved it. The blindfold match was fucking terrible.
Yeah.
I cannot get behind Dexter Lumis. He's a nice artist. He can draw.
Yeah.
Can't get behind him at all. I don't.
I love the character, but it's taken a weird turn. What I liked about it before, and then after this Halloween Havoc, gimmick thing they had, and they all of a sudden he's turned into, he's Bray Wyatt 2.0. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like original Bray Wyatt.
Matt says McAfee can go in first, be incapacitated, and go.
That's true.
Oh, Elaine, Rob's in the room. Hey, Rob. This is for you, buddy. Hold on. Doing flips and shit. Elaine says the Gypsy of Infamy.
Yeah, that's Gypsy of Infamy.
Yeah, Punishment Margassa. I love it. No. Io Shirai was in the main event.
Yeah,
it was Tony Storm and Ember Moon.
Oh yes.
So that was all right. Kushida fought Arturo Ruiz, right?
Arturo Ruiz.
He was in the fucking. No, we don't want to talk about that.
Yeah,
that thing on Raw.
Mm-hmm.
No, yeah, I'm sorry. Tony Storm and Ember Moon fought Dakota Kai, Raquel Gonzalez.
That's what I was thinking. Raquel Gonzalez.
And then what's her face fought Candice LeRae and Lee Hartwell fought Casey Catanzaro, which I think was that's what's his face's girlfriend. Ricochet.
It was. I don't know if they're together anymore.
And Caden Carter. Yeah, no one.
And what, Ms. Ninja Warrior.
Yeah. And then Timothy Thatcher versus his old student,
yeah.
August Gray. What a fucking name. August Gray.
I tell you, it was like jam-packed this show.
Yeah, and then like I said, the women's championship stole the show. Io Shirai against Rhea Ripley. Little shocked the way it went down. This should be on like a pay-per-view or a NXT takeover or something.
Well, they left it open.
I hope so
for a second match.
I hope
think
so.
because it was good. It was I really enjoyed it. Io Shirai is just everybody thought that she wasn't going to stick around much longer, and she's really making a name for herself. I think in NXT.
And then Ciampa called out Thatcher.
Yeah,
so that's going to be a good match.
But it's weird because what are they doing with Ciampa? Is he a heel? Is he a face?
He's a tweener, and it's just it's one of those things where they're not writing good for him. But him and Thatcher at least are going to have a good match.
That's going to be a great match.
Yeah, it's going to be a really good match.
Thatcher.
Yeah, me too.
I love Thatcher.
Me too. Yeah, and Ripley might go up top now. I don't want to see it happen. But she's not even in her prime yet. And they might call her up and she might do some damage.
They probably should. I mean, she would fare off up there. Listen, she had a great 2 matches with Charlotte Flair. She's killing it right now in NXT. Yeah, I mean, I could see her go to Raw. I'd love to see a match with her and Asuka.
Or her and Charlotte when Charlotte gets back.
Yeah, if ever Charlotte gets back.
She'll be back.
Yeah, we'll see.
She'll be back.
We'll see.
She'll be back. And then we have Survivor Series on Sunday. This year's Survivor Series.
Yeah, that's gonna be some show. I'm a little tired of like this is the only time that Raw ever faces SmackDown and
whatever. I'm a Survivor Series mark. I like all the team effort things. I love all that shit. So, all right, McIntyre versus Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
Who do you like?
McIntyre with the big win on Monday night. Roman Reigns is coming in with such a fucking hot streak right now. How do you even start? There's one or two things that are going to happen. I think I don't want to see, I should say I can't, but I don't want to see another Randy Orton, Drew McIntyre. I've been watching PWG stuff and they've been calling him Drew
Galloway. Yeah.
I don't want to see another McIntyre Orton match. But there has to be some sort of shenanigans to get Roman Reigns over, because there has to be. Roman Reigns doesn't need it. He doesn't need the shenanigans, but you could see even with the press conference today, and he's just like you said. It was like we were saying about him, like the villain in every movie doesn't realize he's the villain.
Right.
He thinks he's doing the right thing.
Right.
So that's how I'm picturing Roman Reigns with this. So Roman over.
Well, the Usos should interfere, like Matt said, and become that Samoan faction that
I like that.
Choppy's been crying about, the bloodline.
The bloodline, whatever it is.
I call them the new Samoan SWAT team. New SST. Jay's been watching all the old PWG bowlers. If you want to discuss.
I love that stuff.
I have one or two of them on my hard drive.
It's amazing to see. I was watching stuff from 16 and 17, and it's amazing to see how many are in NXT and the E, and two, like all the, and how many are in Japan. Like, obviously the Bucks, are in AEW, Kenny Omega, AEW, whatever. But like, there's not many people in AEW, which is crazy to see.
Okay. SmackDown tag title, SmackDown Survivor Series match, Raw versus SmackDown. Raw, Keith Lee, AJ Styles, Sheamus, Braun Strowman, and Matt Riddle versus Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, King Corbin, Seth Rollins, and to be determined.
Well, I thought it was going to be Daniel Bryan. Daniel Bryan, as we speak right now, is fighting Jey Uso. And,
yes, he is.
It makes sense storyline wise to have Daniel Bryan there. How do you go against? They have to do something with Braun Strowman. He had the belt as of 2 months ago, and then what? And then fucking lost it. And
I think I might be, talking at a school partner, but I think Raw needs this win.
I agree. That's where I was going with this. Raw needs the win.
Yeah.
and what AJ Styles is on the Raw team,
Matt Riddle.
yeah, this would be a great spot for Riddle to kind of get a little shine on this. I agree. Raw needs to win more so than SmackDown. So,
And then the women's, we have Nia Jax, Shayna Baszler, Lacey Evans, Peyton Royce, and Lana versus Bianca Belair, Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, and 2 to be determined.
2 to be determined.
I'll take SmackDown for that.
Yeah, just because of continuity, and you got to give SmackDown something. First off, I'm over Nia Jackson, Shayna as a team. There's what are we doing here? Like, I actually like to see the match of them two. So, like, I'm trying to fast forward to see.
Shaylin says Otis is the last member for SmackDown.
Oh, there you go.
Okay.
Maybe that happened earlier this
tonight, yeah.
Because Phil had to hurry up. I had to hurry up and finish watching the throwback. But I got to Phil's.
But Bailey and Natalya are the final for SmackDown for the women.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd like to see SmackDown win it. But I don't know. It's to me, I'm really interested in seeing Sasha Asuka, but
I think Asuka's gonna that was my next match. So I think and Sasha could have beaten tonight.
I think that's what's
Carmella.
I think that's what's gonna happen. I know they're setting up December's pay-per-view with
Carmella and Sasha Banks.
I think Sasha gets the win. I think
she's gonna beat Asuka.
I think she's gonna beat Asuka.
Okay, I'll go with Asuka.
I think there's gonna be some shenanigans. Carmella's gonna come in, but Sasha's gonna move and hit Asuka. I'm gonna go with that. What the hell do I know?
No, you're a broadcast journalist, Jay. This might be a good match. Raw Tag Team Champs versus SmackDown. New Day versus the Street Profits.
Yeah, I'm interested in this match. I know a lot of people are done with the New Day.
I am too, but I think they need to win.
See, I was going to go the other way.
You think that the Profits need to win, or they're going to win?
I think the Profits need to win.
Yeah,
I think they're stale. I think I think it's going to go back to the lack of crowd and whatnot.
All right.
But yeah, I think the Profits need it. As I call them, WWE Private Party. But they need they need to win. I think bigger than New Day.
Okay, that's fair. Sami Zayn, IC champ versus Bobby Lashley. If there's a prayer, if the power of prayer compels me, can we please not have Bobby Lashley win this fucking match?
But here's the thing. How do you get Sami Zayn to, because Bobby Lashley essentially is a babyface at this point. The Hurt Business are essentially a babyface, and
because of contribution,
I think because of contribution, and but I agree. I think I want Sami Zayn to win, but I can't think of a way to book him to win without Bobby Lashley's sister coming out. But nah, I'm gonna go with Bobby Lashley. Begrudgingly. I think.
All right.
So.
All righty. Let's see. Undertaker is gonna have this final farewell.
Is it gonna be final? That's the big question mark.
And I'm telling you right now, fucking, it better be that.
I love to see. I know they're getting. I know Savio Vega is confirmed to. He got invited. He's going to go down. I like to see them have a thing in the ring. Do you have Taker come out? He comes out to the entrance, but then talks real. Does he? This is where you want the crowd. And so that's what
I got to grab something inside. Talk to the crowd.
I think this is where there's no crowd. This is where it's going to be hurting, and that's where I'm leaning. That's why I'm leaning towards that. I don't think that this is going to be the end because of that reason. Albeit if they're holding out hope for some sort of crowd interaction at Mania. Storyline wise, it does make great sense to have Taker end here, but to me to have no crowd here, kind of I think it's not a good way. Granted, it's not the best way to go out storyline, storybook wise, I should say. But in the sense, though, anything with Taker, I think is going to be good. And if I'd like to see a nice speech if he prepares it. I mean, I know it, but he's been making the media rounds this whole year, so the mystique of him not talking, I should say, is kind of over at this point. So I'd like to see something personally.
I don't.
No,
I'm over it. I mean, I heard Kurt Angle's going to be there.
Yeah.
I heard Triple H, Shawn Michaels. There was talks of The Rock, Steve Austin, like Mick Foley, Kane. Give him the fucking send off.
Yeah.
Listen, no disrespect to Taker fans. I get it. I'm over it.
Yeah.
I'm fucking over it. And my computer is fucking frozen right now. And I'm so pissed off because we're supposed to go to commercial break and I have to pull the commercials up and I can't because the fucking thing is frozen.
Ruh-roh.
Oh, I fucking hate technology. Yeah, Savio Vega too. I mean,
Yeah.
listen.
I think Godfather's gonna be there.
Yeah, all his people. All the whole crew,
And but like I said, I mean, I like, and that means to me, like the Godwins, I'd like to see that, like, and obviously the respect from the locker room, superstars of past and present, I'd like to see too. I'm always a huge mark for these things. I love the Hall of Fame, I love that type of stuff. So, I'd like to see the real stuff definitely at least bleed through and everything. And but hopefully I think this isn't going to be the end. I think it is going to be something because it's Undertaker. So
computers I fucking hate this shit. I'm over it, dude.
Yeah.
I really am over it. I don't. He's 55 years old and he looks like he's 55 years old.
Yeah.
It's not like he's 55 and he could still go. He's not.
I mean, yes,
the mystique is worn off, Matt. Yes, 100%.
I think that's what it is, and like to see him go. Like I said, though, I guess in front of a virtual crowd is good, but like, why not have him talk to bring the wrestlers out and fucking socially distance them?
Just give him a fucking plaque. Let him get the Hall of Fame nod.
Give him a watch.
They gave him, give him a watch and kick him in the Death Hard Time, baby. But no, like there's nothing else the Undertaker can possibly do in terms of a story. There's nothing else. There's no one else he can fight that would make it look relevant. Okay, unless they're gonna do Aleister Black. Just give him the send off, man.
Yeah, I mean, well, listen, Black is kind of a heel right now,
right? But like, it's got to mean something, Jay.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
He's been off TV. You got a glimpse of his real life with they gave him months of documentaries, and then they had the whole thing with him, the last ride and all of the shit. Like,
yeah,
you have this. The shine is off, dude.
Yeah, like I said, I think it is kind of done with. I mean, and we'll talk about him in a little bit more length for the throwback because it really is kind of cool to see this and or at least see him, the debut match of Taker, but it's. I know it's like I said. I said it's not storybook, but like it's you got to make the chicken salad out of chicken shit at this point. Like. It's 30 years to the day.
But at the Undertaker's expense, though. I mean, do we really want to see him in the ring again?
No, I don't, because there's nobody, there's nobody that we want to see, at least, and to me, short of giving Aleister Black or giving somebody a huge rub. It really doesn't even pay off. Just like, have him come out, speak to the camera, everything, and and like they're hyping it right now on SmackDown, a final farewell, and in wrestling lore, never say never, that type of thing. So to me,
Thank you, sir.
but hopefully, if it is going to be his final farewell, there's nobody more respected than him, and nobody deserves it more than him. So I'm with it. So
I don't want to see it.
yeah, I don't want to see anything more. I think you just have him come out and that's it. So, but it looks like Phil's having a little trouble.
I'm just beside myself. We still have more stuff to talk about before we go to break, but I need something before the break, and I'm not getting it, and I'm fucking mad about it.
Yeah.
Let's see. AEW, I didn't see it.
I seen the first half of it. I enjoyed it. I do know what happened is the Death Triangle's back, which we said last week was going to happen, which I'm very happy to see, because that means Pac is coming back in a big way. And the stuff with Eddie Kingston kicking Ray Phoenix out, and he came down and it looked like he was going to attack Pentagon and everything, and now all of a sudden the Death Triangle's there. But Kingston, I think obviously he's better to have a group of people with him, and him having the Butcher and the Blade. I'm not mad at that either, because he can literally make anybody look good, Kingston. So I like the fact of that. The stuff with Kenny Omega is really getting good. That I've seen. And did you see any of the stuff online? I haven't seen any of the social media stuff, but with Jericho and the Inner Circle going to Vegas.
Yeah, I saw a clip of that. I didn't see the whole thing.
Yeah, MJF waking up with with shit written on his face.
Like, yeah, I saw that. I saw.
That kind of stuff. Like, you got to give them at least credit for trying to be different. Like, that stuff I like. Points for originality type stuff. But I like it. I like him in it. I thought, in a real way, it would make sense for MJF to turn down, an invitation to Inner Circle. But I think now it leads into, the Inner Circle turning on Jericho. I think this is where it goes. I think it kind of that's where it's starting.
I feel like it has to go there.
I think so too. Jericho's been a heel since the inception of AEW. I don't know what his plans are for wrestling. I'm assuming he's just going to want to go until his fucking body gives out. And listen, at this point, Jericho's got, if he keeps going at this rate, Jericho's got another good 5 years in him. 3 years.
He's 50. He just turned 50.
He's got another good 3 to 5 years.
He's not Undertaker 50 though. You know what I'm saying?
No,
he looks good.
I mean, all in all, like, he's been, I don't want to say he's been injury free, but he's kind of not been one of these guys that have been massive surgeries, and like he's almost been like a Jeff Hardy in a sense, where he's kind of had like little to no injuries. Like Jeff Hardy in the last 2 years obviously been hurt, but before that, especially for the shit that he's done, he's never never really been injured. So I think Jericho is underneath that list where he could be, another good. He's got another good few years in him. So, the other news too is Will Hobbs joining Team Taz, which I didn't see that happening at all.
Yeah,
Will Hobbs turning on Darby Allin, and Will Hobbs a relatively no name in this, and so I guess they're trying to look to see if he can get some a little rub off of a heel turn. So that type of stuff. So I thought it was all right. Nothing too noteworthy. And all that. So,
well, I apologize. We may not be able to go to a break because the soundboard just crashed, and my computer is this computer's crashed. My second computer is not working. I have no idea why. I'm fucking angry about it. So it might have to just do the fucking go into everything and then
Yeah.
add everything on.
We could do it like that.
I'm giving it a minute. I'm giving it a minute or two. See how it works.
Yeah. But I mean, we still got to go over New Japan and what have you.
Yeah, we have New Japan, but I didn't see the contract signing with Omega and
Oh yeah, it's you could see it on her right. Like it was funny. You played the clip from Omega before for me, and it's just like of him in New Japan. It's just like, oh, the cleaner is back, and I wonder if it was done on purpose. Like they just kind of laid. It almost makes sense that if they did it on purpose to make Omega lay low for a year, just like, oh, we'll put you in a tag team with Hangman, and we'll give you some wins, but you don't need to do too much. Like just that's it. Goes by, and everybody's like shitting on him, but meanwhile they know, like he knows in the back of his head, he's like, oh, 2021 is going to be my year, and we could see it coming. You got to remember that New Japan, Wrestle Kingdom is going down in January, and Moxley is the, he's the U.S. champion.
Yeah.
And, they haven't stripped him yet. Now, obviously, they're not, they haven't said anything about it. So you would think that, he would, defend the belt at Wrestle Kingdom. And so
he has a match.
Yeah. So
he has to fight Kenta.
So, there's no way. I know they have a loose working agreement maybe with New Japan, and are you really going to send your world champion over to Japan? Now, granted, let's just travel guidelines, 14-day quarantine, whatever. Are you going to send your world champion over to New Japan to lose? Like, that's not really something that's going to happen. So I think that's kind of looking like, we're going to have an Omega world champion. I think we're going to have Omega beat, and in this sense, he gets his win back from Moxley from earlier, from late last year when they had the match, no DQ match, or whatever it was called, whatever the fuck the match was called, but it was actually a really good match with the lights out match, unsanctioned match they had last year with Omega and Moxley. So to me, I think that this is a way that he'll Omega gets his win back from him. So I think it'll be good. Omega's going to be the champion. I think it's going to be great. So it's just a telltale sign of what's going to happen.
And that's coming up next month.
Yeah,
I believe.
Yeah. So and like I said, and then there's no better way to groom Hangman to be the face of the company come 2021. Hopefully things start getting back into some sort of normal, whatever, and you build him up as that underdog babyface. Maybe he's down on his luck, and he doesn't need a manager, but maybe you give him somebody, to get him back into shape and whatever. Like, he's no stranger to comedy. He could sit there and be the bumbling drunk for a few weeks, and somebody comes out of nowhere and rips the bottle out of his hand, and whatnot. So there's things that you could do with him. So I'm excited for that. But I really like to see Omega as a champion get a good run too.
I think something's gonna work here. Let's see if it works. Oh wait, it did. All right, hold on a second.
All right,
and then I'll bring up the what do you call it? The New Japan stuff. Don't take a break. Give me 1 second. Talk to the people, Jay.
So we all in all, I think NXT these last few weeks, I think it's with the main storyline, McAfee and UE, I think they're really having some good television, and dare say that they're having it's better so than AEW in the sense of action wise in the ring. They're really sticking. They're sticking close to that stuff, and AEW I think is trying stuff in their defense. They're trying to do different things. They had the debate and the dinner with MJF and Jericho. Like they're trying different things. So in that sense, I always like to give the benefit of the doubt with that stuff. At least like you never know until something works until you try it. So, but some things fall flat, and we'll say that about with the throwback with Sergeant Slaughter. We were having a really good laugh.
Oh, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about it after the break.
About
Yeah.
Sergeant Slaughter.
I was just fucking aggravated with that nonsense.
And but you never know. You never know the stuff until you try it. So, to me, I like the stuff. Darby Allin, as a TNT champ. Maybe this would be a good way to get Will Hobbs, give him the belt. We want Ricky Starks. We're Team Starks over here.
Oh yeah, 100%. 100%.
I want Starks with the TNT belt. But if Hobbs were to get it, I don't think I'd be upset. That would be a way to get him in, and so I'm excited to see some of that stuff too. See some of the Brian Cage. They're recognizing the FTW belt. I don't think he needs to defend it. To come out with it, is one thing though. So I like to see that stuff. So.
All right, real quick before we go to break, New Japan has. If you guys have been watching the Best of the Super Juniors or the World Tag League, you guys are out of your minds. The next match is Sunday morning, November 22nd. Hamna and Kojima versus Nagata and Tsuji. Sonata and Takagi versus Bad Luck Fale and Chase Owens, who haven't won a fucking match yet. I think they won one match so far, and that was my pick to win. Speaking of Fale, hold on. Here's a new Fale for it. No, it's not Fale. Where is it? Here it is. Here you go. Oh, hold on. I turned volume up because I was doing this again. Hold on a minute. Hold on. And hold on a minute.
Just one thing. Fuck the one sweet. Too sweet for life.
That is awesome.
Anyway, moving right along. Toa Hanare and Tanahashi versus Hashi and Goto. Yano and Ibushi versus Takahashi and Evo. Finn Juice, Robinson and Finley versus the Great Okan. And now Jeff Cobb has joined the Empire.
Yes.
Fucking awesome.
How about that?
How about that? Your tag champions, Taichi and Zack Sabre Jr. versus Tangaloa and Tonga. The Gorillas of Destiny. That's your main event. Should be interesting. Should be interesting to say the least, right there, Fale. Do one more time from Fale.
One thing. Fuck the one sweet. Too sweet for life.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And guys, do me a favor.
We snack on danger and we dine on death.
That's right. Yes, Gordon. I think he did win. Mox did win the U.S. title at Wrestle Kingdom last year. All right. Take a break. Take a quick break here.
Yeah, I need another beer anyway.
Another beer. We got some pastries.
Oh yeah, we did get the pastries.
We got pastries from
sent in. Yeah,
sent in. Thank you. All right, we're all fixed now. We'll take a quick break. We'll plug our friends. We have a really cool throwback for you tonight, and to get you into the holiday spirit. Survivor Series season.
Yes,
let's do it. We got Turnbuckle Throwbacks. We're live on the rant. Lord Alfred Hayes, take us to the break, homie.
Promotional consideration paid for by the following.
Okay, let's give this a try. The Shining Wizards is a funny wrestling podcast. No. The Shining Wizards is an insightful wrestling podcast. How about this? The Shining Wizards is a great wrestling podcast that airs live Monday nights at 7 p.m. East on rantmradio.com and Rant Entertainment Media on the TuneIn app. Of course, it's available on all podcasting platforms. I think that covers it. So check us out. Go over to shiningwizards.com and get ready to join us for some wrestling talk and talk about wrestling.
I don't know. All those moments will be lost in time. Like tears in rain.
In a world where Hollywood tries to tell you how to live while doing the exact opposite, where fresh ideas are tossed away for a cash grab reboot, where the media has become nothing but propaganda and freedom is traded for what they tell you is security and safety. There is inconclusive breakdown. Your weekly look at current events and entertainment with no political correct BS. Just news and uncensored opinions everywhere you get podcasts. A proud member of the Shining Wizards Network.
Horns up, beautiful motherfuckers. Radioactive Metal is here on the Shining Wizards Network, and we want you to listen.
Every week, we cover the world of heavy metal and speak to your favorite bands.
We discuss new releases, concerts, controversies, and everything else that's related to heavy metal.
And occasionally, we even talk about pro wrestling.
Catch us live every Thursday night on purerockradio.net.
Listen to past episodes at radioactivemetal.org or at shiningwizardsnetwork.com.
And remember, it's not metal unless it's radioactive metal.
Hey, this is Mike from the Midnight Jury. When you're done with this show, join my co-hosts Adam, Cal, Sydney, and I every Friday as we travel back to the last old school generation of the 80s and 90s to review the best and worst in pop culture, horror, and occasionally pro wrestling on WLWstudios.com or the Midnight Jury feeds on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, or Player FM. Go back in time when it was all about VHS, arcades, and hanging out at the mall. And remember that every second Saturday of the month, we go live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on Rant EM Radio, which includes taking your calls. Once again, that's the Midnight Jury on iTunes, TuneIn Radio, Player FM, and our home, WLWstudios.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, this is the Queen of Extreme, Francine, and you are listening to Phil, Jay, and that pain in the ass Choppy on the Turnbuckle Throwbacks.
What a terrible fucking theme.
Isn't this like, this almost sounds like something from like Double Dragon, like NES. Like it just sounds.
That or like a Knight Rider episode.
Yeah.
Where you're getting chased by the evil car.
Yeah. Oh, it sounded a lot better on Survivor Series. It sounded a lot better on the TV.
Oh, yeah, 100%. All right, we're back. Turnbuckle Throwbacks live on the Rant, rantemradio.com, part of Shining Wizards Network. 9th anniversary of the Shining Wizards Network this coming Monday. Shout out to Matt, Kevin, and of course, Tony Z, my brother from another mother. Oh, they're all my brothers, but Tony, me and Tony, they call us the kindred spirits because we're old.
Yeah.
But yes, absolutely. Tune into that. It's going to be a shit show as always. I was at the very first one. Actually, I crashed it.
Yeah.
Good times. Good times. Founding member I am of the Shining Wizards Network. I'm very proud to be a part of those guys, and we always had good times with them.
Same here. I'd be really upset, if we don't have a repeat of last year. That's for sure. So hopefully we can, and if not, we'll shoot from the hip like we usually do.
We always do.
We'll call it in the ring.
Are we ready?
Let's do it.
And now, here is your Throwback of the Week, sponsored by the Shining Wizards Network and Rant EM Radio.
The Hartford Civic Center on the 22nd of November, 1990, as I pull a choppy and stuff my face. I'm starving.
But it's funny because like it's the same place that was WrestleMania 11 was held in, and it looked massive.
16,000.
But WrestleMania, I think it was the same place as WrestleMania 11, and
it was.
But like this one, it just, I guess the way it was lit up, like it looked like there was more people here than anything.
Truth be told, the Hartford Whalers were a big deal.
Yeah.
So
I agree with that.
There's a hot spot for hockey and wrestling back in the day. It's the Survivor Series, 1990. The buy rate was 3.
Isn't that something, huh?
3 million people ordered this on Thanksgiving.
Ain't that something, huh?
Gorilla Monsoon and Rowdy Roddy Piper calling the action.
Where did so I think we alluded to it a little bit before with each other. Like, when do you land on him as a commentator?
I wasn't a big fan of Piper on the mic. Tonight anyway.
Yeah, like this one, like I think in my memory he's gotten better. I think from what I remember, but this one was a little hard to get through at some point.
And I'm gonna go and give him play devil's advocate for Piper. People were on a very emotional rush right now.
Yeah, and this is very true. So you kind of got to go back into that headspace. I agree with that.
So let's get right into it, Jay. There was a dark match,
which is when you told me this, I laughed. I was like,
Mr. Playboy Buddy Rose against the franchise Shane Douglas.
And it's weird because Douglas is, he's not unknown at this point, right? Correct. Like he had a run in WCW at this point. He was part of the two dudes with attitude. No,
dynamic dudes.
Dynamic dudes.
The Johnny Ace.
And
that was it.
Yeah, and then, and that was I wouldn't say it wasn't a full flop. I mean, it's a flop in retrospect, but like at the time, they were over in a sense.
And they had a failed gimmick with him a little while later with Dean Douglas, but 3 years later, Extreme. So I mean, it worked out pretty well for Shane Douglas. Tonight he beats Buddy Rose, who at this point was just a jobber guy.
Yeah,
at this point. All right,
but like Douglas obviously does become more, but does he fall in that category of guys that should have done more?
If you ask Choppy and myself and a few other ones, absolutely.
I would agree.
Shane Douglas was one of those very outspoken dudes, and I think he rubbed a ton of people the wrong way.
Yeah,
sort of like what Luger did, except on a lower scale. So I don't think he got to his due in that regard. He's one of the best wrestlers for his time.
Yeah,
underrated in some spots because he never got to shine. You know, but as Dusty would say, if it be that way, let it be.
Let it be.
Your first match of the evening was an elimination match, obviously. The Ultimate Warriors, Animal, Hawk, the Texas Tornado, and the Ultimate Warrior, all dead, by the way.
That's insane, right?
Versus the Perfect Team of Axe, Crush, dead. Perfect, dead. With Bobby Heenan and Mr. Fuji, also dead. Choppy alluded to the Ultimate Warriors promo beforehand.
Yeah.
The Little Doomers or something like that.
The Little Doomers. It's like wrong team.
Wrong team, buddy.
Yeah. But I guess you can't say Little Warriors. So, like, you have to go Little Doomers. Like,
I guess so.
I don't know. You could have. I don't know where you would go. Little Rushers, like
I don't know, man. I'm just Choppy. The fact that Choppy watches the throwback at the last minute and then comments on it on a text thread for the entire day is pretty fucking funny, actually.
Yeah.
So at least he did his homework.
Yeah.
So the Warrior eliminates Axe at 3:23. Animal, Crush, Hawk, and Smash do a disqualification at 7:36.
That's one thing about old, WWF with this stuff is that they found a way to do like they could hurry things up through that way. They have like quick pins. Like we'll talk about it in another match later. Like it's like guys are winning on an elbow drop. You know what I mean? Like guys are winning like that. Whereas so then like, all right, we gotta hurry up and get to the next match. What are we doing? We'll have like a 3-way fucking disqualification. Let him out. Let him get out.
Sorry, guys. I skipped dinner. I'm stuffing my face.
And so that's what's kind of funny about like the old school Survivor Series. Like they just kind of like just figure it out. They're like, all right, we'll just you know what, disqualify the 4 of them. Get them the fuck back in.
Then Perfect eliminates Tornado.
Yeah, and but like you could see where it was going, and it's funny because that's how it does tell the story come Royal Rumble.
Well, yeah, because not only that, whoever wins their matches tonight goes to the elimination final, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that that concept.
I do too. But what else are you gonna do when you're not having any kind of title matches or whatever? Like you gotta make up for it in that sense, and it delivered. But you could see where they were heading with it. As soon as Texas Tornado gets eliminated, you just go, oh, all right, now we know who's gonna win.
Of course. Your next match was a
I first off.
Okay.
I alluded to it with a text with the 3 of us.
Oh,
how
well, go ahead.
How much are they shitting on the Warrior at this point? Like at this point, you could just see that McMahon's trying to hedge his bets because Warrior came out. It wasn't. He was over. Now. Obviously, at this point in WWF standards, like their business is measured on house shows, right? And that's not anything new to anybody. So they're not drawing at house shows. Is that how you're judging? You're judging it, or is Warrior pissing people off backstage?
This is why I didn't respond to your text the way I wanted to. That was my reasoning.
Mm-hmm.
He pissed off a ton of people, and he was holding McMahon hostage for money in certain spots. He wasn't very well liked in the back.
No.
So I think that's what, that might be. This might have been Vince's way of just sticking it to him.
That's what and to me, you would think that McMahon's not that petty per se, but I don't know. I think he's got more evidence in endless hours of programming that he is. But I don't know. Like as soon as I seen it, Warrior's out in the first match. Doesn't. I mean, he shined a little bit, but this is your fucking champion. Like
yeah.
There's no reason, and we know what happens come Royal Rumble. But there's no reason why to deal with this.
I mean. Like I said, I think he's just an asshole at that point, So that's my reason.
I think it's a mixture. I think it's a perfect mixture of that, and also I think he wasn't drawing as much money as Hogan. And I think when you have a cash cow that was Hulk Hogan, you look at it and go, all right, well we only sold out 2 cities instead of 3. Clearly, Warrior's the problem, and I think it's hard to fight that logic. I get that, in a sense, but it was the first thing I noticed right away. I was like, man, they're just shitting all over the Warrior on this, and
I watched it again. I watched it 3 times, twice for background noise, and once just to watch it again when you said something. I'm like,
yeah,
wow, Jay's 100% right.
It's amazing because just 5-6 months prior, he won the belt. He beat Hulk fucking Hogan at WrestleMania.
Yeah, 100%.
And then SummerSlam, he had a really good match with Rick Rude. Arguably, we say that Rude should have had a run. I don't think he should have won it there, but at what point? How did you sour from August to November? That's my thing. Where did that start from? So to me, it's got to go with the houses. I think it's just an amalgamation of everything together. I think he was just a dick backstage, and and all right, you're curtain jerking today, Warrior. Have fun.
Matt says the big difference when you're a problem and you draw, and when you're a problem and you don't draw.
I think that's it.
So
and it's funny because, we're gonna go out in the woods on this one, but if our generation, we always make the joke that you're a little bit, you're like a half generation in front of me.
Yes.
But our generation, Warrior is considered like, he's not Mount Rushmore, but he's a discernible character. If you really think about it, and he should be, like, the physique, the colors, the face paint, the run to the ring, and to some extent the promos, like, it's just everything he had everything handed to him per se, but like at this point you just look at it and just go, why? Like, it doesn't make sense now. But at the time, I'm 10 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old. I'm like, oh, this is the greatest thing I've ever seen.
Right, of course.
I don't know what the fuck he's saying, but look at him.
Right.
He
had to look.
He had to look, but then
there was one poster of him that I loved, and somebody had it in the crowd too. It was a poster of him, and he's like in a total flex, and there's like this red behind him with like almost like flames, and and like there's actually a sticker of it too when you bought the trading cards. And you look at that picture, and I think it exemplifies everything about the character itself and how, what's the word I want to use? He was an enigma.
Yes.
Right? So, like, the look alone, even if he was like a deaf mute.
Yeah.
It looked like he was chiseled from fucking stone, like a god, okay? And he had these cosmic powers. And he talks like he's a space cadet, you know? And if you're 6 years old or 10 years old, or if you're 15 like me, you're like 14, you're like, okay, I get it. What is he saying? But I know why. Like, I got it. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't a big fan. I was a fan enough where he beat Hogan. I was happy with that because I hated Hulk Hogan.
What was the match with Bret Hart? Remember the Holy Grail? They were talking about this guy that fucking...
Yes, I forgot his name. But yeah, we talked about that on the show.
Yeah. Oh my god, his fucking name is escaping.
Right, but I know who you're talking about. Yeah.
It definitely adds validity to the backstage stories of Hogan, McMahon looking ahead. If you think about it, he's looking ahead and he finds Warrior, and you could see that he wants Warrior to be the next Hulk Hogan. Like, not that he's going past, not that he's looking past what's her face. I'm distracted now by
these two women,
Cardi B and
I don't even know who they are.
I don't even know who the chick is on the right.
Okay, anyway.
But you could see how he's looking ahead, and he's putting all the chips in on Warrior, and then come 2-3 months later, he's slowly bringing him back because he's just going, fuck, he has buyer's remorse. Like, I think that's the only way to kind of describe it is, because you think about it, Warrior was on Arsenio Hall. Warrior was on...
Yeah, but all the top guys were on the talk show circuit, though.
Yeah, but and Warrior was a good character for that. I don't think he doesn't have mass appeal like a Hogan. Even like Macho Man, like when Macho Man he was always on Arsenio. Like, he came out as the Macho Man, but he didn't interview as the Macho Man in a sense. You know what I mean? Like Warrior,
he didn't stay in character all the time.
Yes,
I get it.
He did, but he didn't.
I get it.
And but to me, you could see how and why he's he was given the belt, and he was given the opportunity that he was what he should have been. He was just his attitude, and I think that's what it comes down to. And guys, slowly started not working to help him. They were working just to, I don't want to say make him look bad, but maybe.
All right. Your next match. The Dream Team. Speaking of Bret Hart.
Yep.
captained by the American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, if you will. Jim Neidhart.
Tom McGee, that was his name.
Tom McGee, thank you.
Couldn't fucking think of it.
So it's Dusty Rhodes, the Hart Foundation, and Coco Beware taking on the team of the $1 Million Team.
Yep.
Rhythm and Blues, the Honky Tonk Man, captained by Ted DiBiase, and a debuting from Death Valley.
Yep.
The Undertaker.
What I tell you, to come in. So now Undertaker tells a story, I think it was on Austin's podcast, where he was coming in at the same time as the egg was hatching. And, he wasn't sure if he was going to be the Eggman or what have you. And I tell you, there's nobody better to be the Undertaker than Mark Calloway.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind.
Oh, 100%.
Excuse me. He came out and
what did Piper say? Look at the ham hocks in that guy.
Oh, Piper.
Yeah, I like the best part of that whole thing. I cut you off. I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
The best part of that whole thing was when the camera panned off to the crowd, and Gorilla was like, "Look at the crowd," and like people were actually reacting like, "Who the fuck is this guy?"
And it was because it wasn't Undertaker. Even 6 months from now. Once Paul Bearer, I was going to get here later, but I'll get here now. Once Paul Bearer was added to the equation, it made Undertaker that much better. Brother Love was, it was too gimmicky. If you really think of it in the grand scheme of things, it was a gimmicky character to give Mark Calloway.
Right, but if you watch the Paul Bearer documentary, you see how that all came to fruition.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, the progression, like Jay says, of the character, then with Paul Bearer, makes perfect sense.
But it's funny because you would think it would make it more hokey, in a sense. But it actually made it better, I think, to have Paul Bearer with Taker.
Oh no, 100%.
Yeah.
So, and my reaction as a kid was like, "Wow." I mean, that's your ace in the hole.
Yeah.
Like I mean, he came out. I'm like, they won the match. I didn't think he was gonna get disqualified.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
But it
makes sense.
And if you really, and once again, this is just retrospective in a sense, but like it's a great debut because. He's not going over on anybody. Well, he went over. I mean,
he eliminates Coco in a $140.
Yeah.
Right. And then Neidhart gets Honky, which was really good. I hate Honky Tonk Man. DiBiase eliminates Jim Neidhart.
Yeah.
Then Taker eliminates Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, which I thought was, which is a great, pat on the back.
Good way to do it. Taker gets himself disqualified.
Yeah.
Bret Hart beats Greg Valentine. And then DiBiase eliminates Bret Hart.
Yeah.
Which, again, was those two. They had magic in the ring.
But now this is where I said it to you, and I don't know. I think you should have had. I understand DiBiase being in at the end. I get that. But I think you could have did something where it could have been DiBiase going over on Dusty, because we know where they're going in Royal Rumble. The prior Saturday night's main event, Dustin Rhodes, Dusty's son was at ringside, and they started attacking and they beat up Dustin Rhodes. So they have the heat there. I get giving Undertaker the rub with trying to get over on Dusty, but you had a ready-made story with DiBiase and Rhodes, and granted, you get there anyway. But to me, Bret Hart and Ted DiBiase is a great final one-on-one. But I would like to have seen Dusty and DiBiase.
In hindsight, yes, and they did though.
But I mean, in the Survivor Series, yeah, I mean in the Survivor Series though.
Oh, okay, yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. All right, I mean that's fair. That's fair. All right. So your next match, so DiBiase makes it to the finals as a Survivor. He's with the heel team now.
Yep.
So right now it's Ultimate Warrior and Ted DiBiase, right? Those are the two guys that are
the sole survivors.
The sole survivors right now. Okay. Your next match, the Visionaries. Power and Glory.
Vince, what the fuck are you having to do with all these names?
I love it, dude. First of all, don't ever besmirch the names of the Survivor Series teams. It makes the fucking. It makes it.
It does. It kind of really does.
The Visionaries, Power and Glory, Paul Roma and Hercules, the model Rick Martel, and a revamped Warlord.
Yes.
Looking like a comic book character.
Yeah, looking like Mad Max.
Right, with the Doctor style slick in their corner against the Vipers. Jake the Snake Roberts, who's blind to one eye. Jimmy Snuka, who's wearing boots for the first time in his career, I think. And the Rockers.
Yeah.
Shawn Michaels and Marty Jannetty, as Grill Monsoon says, tag team specialists.
Yeah. Well, no, what were they called? The Vipers? What were they?
The Vipers, yeah.
Yeah, I nicknamed them Cocaine Express.
Cocaine Express, which I thought was, I think might be the name of the name of tonight's episode.
Look at that team: Jake the Snake, Marty Jannetty, and fucking Snuka.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, ladies and gentlemen.
Holy shit!
But the Visionaries was a play on the model blinding Jake Roberts.
Yeah,
I think anyway.
I know it's exactly what it was. But I tell you,
Matt says the same thing.
Yeah, I tell you though. What a
Nick German checking in. Hello, Nick.
What a visual of Jake the Snake with with the white contact lens and
yeah.
Beautiful fucking storytelling.
Yes, absolutely. So this plays a big part in what goes on at the end of the night.
Yes.
The Warlord eliminates Marty Jannetty. Rick Martel eliminates Jimmy Snuka. Paul Roma eliminates Shawn Michaels. Jake Roberts gets disqualified.
I want to go back on something because Snook is here and we know where WrestleMania 7
Superfly. Okay, brother.
We know where he's going to be WrestleMania 7. He's going to be the first loss for
Undertaker, correct.
Why is Snooker here besides a paycheck?
That's it.
You know what I mean?
Listen, it's if you're gonna ask that 30 years later, it's definitely because of a paycheck. It's one of those things where, guess what, guys? It's a big event.
He looked like $1 million. There's no denying that.
It's all ships, all full ships ahead, because now you're using everybody on the roster at this point.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, Buddy Rose and Shane Douglas weren't going to be on that team.
No.
So you had to have,
but you looked at him. He's looked great,
and he wore boots.
But
okay, brother.
It was cool to see him. He had the goatee. He looked like early '80s, with the wild hair. Like
he looked like a fucking roadie for Earth, Wind, and Fire.
And that promo in the shower stall, with the rest of the Vipers, was something to watch. But to me, I just looked at that and just go, nothing against Rick Martel, but Rick Martel's beaten Jimmy Snuka, where Jimmy Snuka was, less than 10 years prior was the next Hogan. He was arguably, if Hogan wasn't there, it was going to be Snuka.
We've had this conversation. We had 2 Jimmy Snuka episodes.
If Snuka wasn't such a fucking mess.
If he didn't kill his girlfend, have a cocaine habit.
Yeah, let alone that. But
we talked about that. You can go back and listen to the 2 episodes.
Yeah.
With the okay, brother, I did it. And then when they reopened the case, we did the same thing. So,
but I tell you though, when it was the heels and Jake the Snake is by himself, that crowd noise.
Oh yeah.
So remember I said it. So
the pop, yes.
And I said I was like, because a lot of wrestlers have this revisionist view of their own history where they think they tell things from a favorable point of view. I think Jake Roberts is 100% right where he says that all the time. Honky Tonk Man talks about I was more over than Hogan, and I think Jake is fucking right because did you hear this crowd? And the crowd wanted Jake to go the fucking distance and beat all 4 of these guys. And it was smart booking though too. They made Jake Roberts look fucking great, and he lost. Well, no, I'm sorry, he got disqualified. But
he got disqualified, and now the entire team of the Visionaries joins Ted DiBiase in the finals.
Yep.
So That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy in itself. All right. So we go to the next match.
Is it a promo?
There's a promo from
with Macho King.
He's getting a title shot. He wants title shot. Whatever. Tells Gene Gene's a turkey.
How many times? Yeah, he called Ultimate Warrior the Ultimate Chicken, Ultimate
That's right.
Turkey.
Yep. All the bird references.
Yeah. This promo went a little long.
Not as long as fucking Sergeant Slaughter's, I can tell you that.
Not as long as the hatching of the egg either, too. But
okay, the Hulkamaniacs.
Yeah.
Hulk Hogan, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, the Big Boss Man, and the Big Tugboat, who was responsible for bringing back Hulk Hogan because Hogan was injured by earthquake on the Brother Love show.
Yep.
So Tugboat had all the letters, and he's like, "Oh, the Hulkamaniacs want you to come back," and he brought Hogan back. Whatever, against the Natural Disasters, which they become a tag team, ironically. Dino Siggs, Dino Bravo, Earthquake, Haku, God bless you, and a revamped Barbarian.
Yeah.
Looking like my uncle's fucking hunting room.
Looking fucking jacked.
Yeah, with all my uncle's gear on.
By the way, that was the worst set of antlers I've ever seen.
Don't tell my uncle that. He might put you on his on
the mantle.
On the mantle, yeah. Bobby the Brain Heenan and Jimmy Mouth with the South Heart in the corner of the heel team.
Now did you notice something about this match different than the others? They all got their own ring entrance.
Oh yeah, well, because of Hogan.
Exactly.
Yeah, because of Hogan.
Let's
not get it twisted, kids.
And once again, this goes back to shitting on the Warrior. I'm not saying it wasn't warranted. I'm just saying, once again, looking back on it, you just go, "Oh man, this is what you could just see McMahon just hedging his bets, like, up, see you later, Warrior." And so, but this was a good match. I really. You see this type of stuff and you just go, "Oh, this is why I like wrestling." Like,
oh yeah,
and like because you're stuck in by the magic and everything. And this was a really good match. What I have to say is that there was that one part where Hogan is slamming everybody, and like he slams Earthquake and like the early to beginning of the match, like where it's just like, why did you do that early? You know what I mean? Like build up to that. I mean, granted, we already had the Earthquake. We know he could slam him, but you could have did that a little bit later. I'm just picking it apart a little bit, but I love this match. To me, this was like the match of the night. I don't know what it was. It was just like Boss Man coming out. Like Boss Man was another one that was over there. As soon as he came out, the crowd's going fucking nuts. He's in the ring, crowd's going nuts. I really enjoyed this match. I really did. But you could see the writing on the wall where they were going. Once again, another one with the quick pins. This one loses. Oh, now the other team loses. You don't know if they're pressed for time or if they just go, just got to get them out of there. Like
well, they know who's going out, so they wing it. But
Dino Bravo beat Boss Man, right? Was it?
So Boss Man beats Haku.
Okay.
Duggan gets disqualified because he has the board.
Yeah,
as usual. Hogan eliminates Dino Bravo.
Oh, okay.
Earthquake eliminates the Boss Man.
Yeah.
Then Earthquake and Tugger get disqualified.
Yes.
And then Hogan eliminates the Barbarian.
Yeah. And like one of them was by like an elbow. I think maybe Earthquake, eliminated whatchamacallit by an elbow drop. And to me, I'm like, an elbow drop.
Well, did you notice?
Granted, it's Earthquake, but
did you notice that the final with Hogan actually had to shift himself to do the leg drop?
Yep,
because he forgot where he was.
Yeah. Oh well, I think it was also
because the Barbarian landed the wrong way.
I think he landed the wrong way.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
But yeah, and then like I said, we could see where this is going. Hogan is going to be the final, and then now here's the genius, I think, of McMahon peering through. And it's not often we say that here, but this is the genius of him. So right now it's Warrior and Hogan as the baby faces. Right. If anybody's keeping score at home, you just go, oh, the heels are winning the next match because now it's going to be Hogan and Warrior against all your heels, and they're going to run through them.
Right. But they throw you a swerve.
And I tell you, this was smart. This was very fucking smart.
The Alliance, captained by Nikolai Volkov, Tito Santana, and the Bushwhackers taking on the Mercenaries. Boris Zukov, who Jay compared to in pre-production as if Michael Elgin and Braun Strowman had a love child, it'd be Boris Zukov. And it was Boris Zukov. It was the Mercenaries. Boris Zukov, the Orient Express, very racist name.
Yeah.
Sato and Tanaka, Pat Tanaka, and of course the now turned heel Sergeant Slaughter, who cut the longest and
cringeworthy
promo on him. We had the turkey and the trimmings, and it didn't smell like camel dung. And
there's no sand in our
shut the fuck up. Saddam Hussein's our general. Eat a bag of fried dicks.
I think now here's the thing. I'm gonna go to the defense of the E here. I think what they were trying to do is
Orient Express would be a great name for a Chinese drive-thru. 100%.
I think what they were trying to do is, you know how they were doing every promo was backstage. I think they were trying to do like a reporter stopping somebody type promo. That's what I think they were going for. Which I would have gotten that feeling from it if this promo didn't last for 4 minutes of literally Sergeant Slaughter just saying every Thanksgiving pun, talking about the troops, they're fighting in Desert Storm right now at this point, and it was just cringeworthy though. It was in the aisleway. The Sergeant Slaughter's music's going off. It's just a drum roll. Like
that fucking constant drum roll, and Jay's like, "Can you imagine if there was a real live drum roll?" That poor kid wouldn't know what to do.
Like how many times did Pritchard have to hit the fucking repeat button on the fucking? Because it was a cassette. Unless they filmed, unless they recorded it. 7 minutes
Slaughter ever had a good promo? Yeah,
yes.
better. Yeah, he did.
Yes.
Better than fucking tonight.
I think.
His AWA stuff was pretty good. His George stuff was good.
I'll go after Survivor Series. Come
when he won the title.
When he won the
Rumble.
Yes.
Yeah.
His promos was starting to get. And listen, because he had fucking heat. You didn't see it here, but he had heat after this.
Oh, we know that.
Yeah,
he tells a story about him. He had to move his wife and death threats and everything. Yeah.
And once again, that goes into my revisionist.
I know.
History, but
I know.
But this promo, because you said it too. You're like, oh god, here's this fucking promo. Listen to this.
Yeah, it's fucking terrible.
That was terrible. It was cringeworthy.
So, all right, so we'll get right into it. Tito eliminates Boris Zukov
quickly,
48 seconds.
So he hits him with the flying burrito, which is a racist,
thank you, Jesse.
Racist move.
Racist move.
But he hits him with the flying forearm, off. Just coming off the ropes, hits him.
Yeah. And then Bushwhacker Butch eliminates Sato.
Yep.
Then Tito does it again to Tanaka. And then Sarge was on a fucking tear.
So now this is where you could see.
He's a genius, correct.
Yes.
So Sarge beats Volkov, beats Luke, beats Butch, and then all of a sudden beats Bush. What the hell am I talking about? Butch. And I'm thinking about George Bush because the Hulk Hogan's promo about George Bush. Beats Butch, and then Slaughter now with Santana. Now you think Slaughter's going to win, and then go to the finals with the Visionaries and DiBiase. And it looked like that.
And then Danny Davis gets knocked down, or I call him as a poor man's Fred Ward from Naked Gun.
Correct.
Movies.
Correct.
Danny Davis gets knocked down, ref bump, and General Agdan, who, when I was a kid, I could have swore was Skandar Akbar. If you would have asked me.
He's Sheik on Casey from
If you would have asked me as a kid, that's Skandar Akbar.
Yeah, no.
And he came in and hit Tito Santana with the flagpole. Now Shane McMahon, a young Shane McMahon, is outside the ring as the outside referee
all night.
Yeah, he's just telling Jerry Raglan, "Hey, get out of the ring! You get out of the ring!" Like, doesn't call for the fucking bell, And then all of a sudden,
yeah, they're useless outside. The refs were outside just to make sure the wrestlers left when they got eliminated.
Yeah,
that was the only job. They didn't call any of the matches.
And so he puts Slaughter puts Tito Santana into the camel clutch. And we're thinking like, holy shit! Like
he won, yeah. He's going to the finals.
He's going to the finals, and then they did the right thing where they disqualified Slaughter.
Right, and then on top of that, the best one, I don't know if it was Gorilla or Piper. Santana's not giving up.
Yeah,
he's not tapping out. And I was like, he's right though.
Yeah,
that's not Tito's style.
Yeah,
and now Tito's in the finals with the Ultimate Warrior and Hulk Hogan, with the Ariba man, as Hogan would say.
Yeah, which one of these is not like the other?
And again, you know my love for Tito Santana, so it's like I this was for
to Phil. Like I'd love to have seen Dusty, but it just wouldn't have worked out.
Right, because I mean, in hindsight, who wouldn't want Dusty with them?
Yep.
That's my wet dream, to have Dusty in the final and win the fucking thing, But it wouldn't have worked out. Correct.
But this was a good match. Clearly pushing Sarge for something. We don't know at this point what's happening, but
yeah, we're gonna do the Rumble in January. But
I can't wait.
I got to tell you, man, when he won the title, that was probably for me one of the most shocking things I've ever seen on pay-per-view.
Yeah,
and at that point I was only 15. I've seen some shit.
Yeah.
That to me was like, wow, giving Sarge the title, and the way they did it,
yeah,
wow.
And like you said, I mean, especially
with that sets up Macho Man and
Warrior
in that fucking WrestleMania match.
Great
with
WrestleMania
the
match.
4,000 elbows and
man,
it's gonna be a good year for us next year. We do these pay-per-views.
Yeah, and like I said, the promo aside. This was when did oh crap, what's his name? Muhammad Hassan. When did that was 05, right?
Yeah.
Muhammad Hassan and the Taker stuff. They're taking real life stuff that's happening. And granted, if you know the story with Muhammad Hassan and the Undertaker, these people come out in these black masks and they quick jump the Undertaker and I think SmackDown was filmed on a Tuesday and shown on a Thursday, and these, and then there was a really terrible event in 05. I think it was in France. I think there was a bunch of terrorists that attacked the country and whatnot, and they were just happened to be dressed the same way. It was just a victim of just
circumstance.
Yeah,
right.
And
yeah,
and that's. That was WWE being in poor taste, which I think they've always kind of melted that line a little bit, taking real stuff that's happening in the news and putting it on their TV show. And this was no different in 1990. And, Sergeant Slaughter was the All-American, drill instructor, and him siding with Iraq and Saddam Hussein, that is big fucking news back then. And like I said, it's funny because like he was getting heat, but not super heat, not heat like he got in WrestleMania 7, where I think that once again my history is going to be a little bit off on this, but like the war had just started. I think it just started maybe a month prior to this. And so it's still kind of new, in people's palates. Like people are still trying to understand how they feel about it and what's going on and what have you. So I don't think it just translated to the wrestling audience yet. Like sometimes wrestling fans are kind of in a bubble. They're not really paying attention, to what's going on around them, so. And I'm one of those myself. I'm pretty guilty to that. But you'll see in the coming weeks and month or so where Sergeant Slaughter really starts picking up some fucking steam. And
it was like Sergeant Slaughter going to Cobra as a kid.
Yeah.
Turning on G.I. Joe. Good call, Matt. Yeah, it's the truth. That's a great comparison.
So, but this next segment was just this wasn't as bad as flawed as promo.
No, but I'm gonna. All right, so I remember where I was with watching this. I could tell you with a room full of people.
Hold on. You're saying this like it's like a bookmark part in history.
It is
I
because
can tell you when this happened.
There were about 8 people in the room, 10 people in the room with me. I was at somebody's house for Thanksgiving, and throughout the night, everybody's like, "What's in the egg? What's in the egg?" I'm like, "Who knows, right?" Like, and when the egg now, God bless Gene Okerlund, first of all. Okay,
got it over
because Gene will make chicken salad out of chicken shit.
Yep.
That's who Mean Gene is, and he was the perfect guy to do this because first of all, with Mean Gene, it's zero fucks given. Gene is invested. He was invested in his character.
Yep.
He was invested in the talent. He was well liked, well respected with his peers, and he was doing it at that point for a very long time, for about almost 25, 30 years at that point, from the AWA or whatever, Midwest. So when the egg breaks, and as Shaylin would say, this Dollar Tree San Diego chicken comes out. Okay. Okay.
Well, we have to reverse engineer this a little bit because this is fascinating. We were kidding about it with how does this come about? Like McMahon, it just goes, "Hey, Bruce, I got this great idea. We're gonna get an egg, and we're gonna just tell people to we don't know what's in the egg. Could be anything. Could be a dinosaur. Could be anything, and we're gonna hatch it at Thanksgiving."
I think it was Pat Patterson.
Hey, boss, what are we gonna bring out of the egg? I don't know yet. We'll worry about it later.
Yeah. Let's put Patterson in a fucking turkey suit. Now we know Pat Patterson's been retired for about 20 years, and he's definitely 15 years, and he's definitely not going into that suit.
Yeah.
Right. So my thing is, where is the disconnect?
Yes.
Where this thing comes out and now wants to fucking dance and do cartwheels and backflips and then like not like, hey, he doesn't wave and do like a little jig and leave. He takes Mean Gene into the ring with him.
Yeah.
And this is taking up time. And I'm like, you could have had another fucking squash match at this point, or you could have had a promo. You could have had the other. You could have had something. You could have had something.
I understand the idea because so now Tito Santana just got his ass kicked. And
let him get a breather. I get it. I get it.
Exactly. That's what
I get it. But in the same breath, like, where is the disconnect? You're taking this fucking thing, whatever it is.
It's a gobbledygooker.
Yeah, we know it's the gobbledygooker, but like only Gene knows how to speak to this fucking thing. All of a sudden, he speaks gobbledy. All of a sudden, Jay, he's fluent in gobbledy.
Yeah, who'd have thought? He's bilingual.
Yeah, I didn't know. I didn't get the memo at 15 years old. I don't know. And first of all, what is gobbledy? Are you part chicken? Are you part turkey? Are you a part owl?
Part alien?
Are you part alien? Are you part Mexican fucking
Chavo?
Oh no, it was a Chavo. It wasn't a Chavo Classic. It was Chavo Classic.
Yeah, Chavo Classic.
Okay. So he gets in the ring. Okay. Mean Gene is the Jane Goodall of all gookers. Ring that bell. Yeah, and then he wants Gene to do what he does in El Paso.
Oh.
And Gene can't do that because Gene's like 50 years old at this point. And Gene can't do any of these things. And he makes it look like a complete tool bag in the ring.
So the gobbledygooker starts running the ropes, and he runs the ropes, stops in the middle, goes to the next rope, goes to the next rope. So he's like, Gene, you points at him or tells him in gobbledy to do that. Gene hits the rope,
tells him in gobbledy,
and goes to the other, and then ricochets to the next rope, and it looks like he legit fucking falls down. Like it wasn't like he
he took a bump. He was dead.
Yeah, he looked like he tripped his leg on it. Like
oopsies.
He's been in the business for 20 years. Gene's never ran the ropes at this point?
No,
I don't understand.
No, because he's not a fucking talent.
I was inside. I was on a trampoline the other day, and you know what I was doing? I was taking bumps.
Do you know why Mean Gene is ring announcing? Because he can't take bumps. He can't. He was not in.
He had the classic match with Hulk Hogan.
No. He exercised with Hulk Hogan and almost killed himself, and then fought fucking George Steele and Albano. But I don't know, dude. All I know is that
where was this supposed to like?
No, that was my question. Where is the disconnect? Gookanese. That's
Gookanese.
Gookanese. All right, I get it. Gookanese. All right.
I love that. He speaks Gookanese.
I don't speak Gookanese. I think that's the name of the episode's gonna
That's
be.
it. I don't speak Gookanese.
He did get hurt. He cracked the rib apparently, Mean Gene.
On that fall.
Yeah.
That legit looked hurt. Like he looked like he tripped his leg underneath the bottom rope. It looks like he fell. But I tell you, Gene no sold it. And especially he was dancing on the way out the ring.
He's still talent technically. So
Yeah.
I mean, you do the right thing. Don't be a bully. So that was my question to you guys. Where is disconnect between him getting out of the egg and then forcing Gene into the fucking ring and do gimmicks with him? Stupid. All right.
Yeah.
I'm over it. But I definitely speak Gookanese now.
I understand it better.
Your final is the Survival of Survivors 5-on-3 handicap elimination match. Hulk Hogan, the Ultimate Warrior, Tito Santana. Now, DiBiase makes the reference of the Hogan and the Warrior were adversaries at WrestleMania and how they're going to get along. Santana, you're in the right place at the wrong time. You're a great athlete. So now it's DiBiase and all of the Visionaries.
Yeah. Wedgie and Glory. What's
up, Power and Glory having the fucking cut shirts, the workout shirts, and a wedgie the entire night?
Yeah.
Can you pick the fucking wedgie out of your asses, please?
And not for nothing, but where the fuck are your cool sunglasses? Like,
what happened to the sunglasses? Yeah,
with the three fingers.
Yeah,
out
of
the side.
course. Yeah,
That's the only thing that's good about the fucking Power and Glory. That was it.
Yeah, I liked Hercules.
Yeah.
All right. Hercules.
But I tell you, I said it to Phil, like, why do I remember Hercules Hernandez being a better worker than when I like?
Because he was better singles than he was a tag team.
Yeah,
that's pretty much until he went to Japan and he killed it with Scott Norton. Now you could have took 5 minutes away from the gobbledygooker.
Yes.
This match only went 9 minutes and 7 seconds long. Now you would think now this 5-on-3, this fucking finale, the heel team has the advantage. The face team is only 3 people, and Santana's half dead now at this point.
Yep.
Okay. And it went 9 minutes because the gobbledygooker fucking took 20 minutes of our time dancing in the fucking ring and breaking Mean Gene's rib. Okay. So as it goes, now Santana added a bat again. First of all, he eliminates
real quick.
He eliminates fucking what's his face? In the other match, he beat
Pat Tanaka.
No, he beat Boris Zukov.
Oh yeah.
We'll call him Bron Elgin.
Yeah,
Brom Elgin. So he beat Brom Elgin in 48 seconds. He beats the Warlord in 28 seconds.
Which is crazy. Like, listen, Warlord is this fucking mammoth of a man.
Yeah.
And he goes down to a skinny fucking forearm.
Yeah, man.
I seen that, and you can make the assumption like, oh, maybe Warlord's tired. He wrestled in like the fucking second match.
Right.
Then
of course Santana is now he's really tired. DiBiase came in and just made good work of him. So then now Hogan gets Paul Roma. Surprise, surprise.
Yeah.
But now they another disqualification. Rick Martel gets disqualified.
Yeah, well he left the ring. But it's like, why even
at that point
didn't make
that's
sense.
Just bad booking, right?
That didn't make sense.
All right. And then Hogan gets DiBiase. Which was that I think once Hogan got DiBiase, the fans are like, oh my God, this can really happen now.
Yep.
You got the Warlord's out, Roma's out, Martel's gone, DiBiase's gone.
Yep.
So now you have Hercules and
Hercules and
Barbarian. So the Warrior eliminates Hercules.
Yep.
Hogan eliminates the Barbarian.
No,
I'm sorry.
Other way around. Hogan eliminates Barbarian. And Warrior, I think, eliminates
Hercules.
Yeah, which was it was the weirdest thing because we said it before that it looked awkward, the leg drop, because all of a sudden the way that he landed, it's like, oh, he's like, brother, you're on the wrong side, and so he had to, like, run around.
What's up,
him.
Bazza?
And even with Warrior eliminating Hercules, like, another one that just looked so awkward, like that, like. You seen it, and it was kind of a deflated ending. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. Here's your champion. Hogan has to be there.
Barbarian wasn't in the final. It was Hogan. What do you call it? Yeah, it was in the final.
Yeah,
right. Yeah,
it was. So Warrior went over on Hercules, which obviously when I was texting you guys originally, I was like, oh, they're shitting all over
the Warrior. Right.
But Warrior ended up getting the last victory. So, like, but he has to, like, he's the champion. Like, that makes sense to me. But to me, it was still, they were still posing. They had to do that and whatnot. And there's one thing we didn't mention though about the pre-match promo with the three of them, Hogan, Warrior, Santana, is one. Warrior has not done a promo with other guys that he doesn't get in their shot. Like, he's just standing.
Oh no, 100%.
He's standing right in front of Santana, and and at one point Warrior's talking, and I don't know how this happened. If Kevin Dunn just, like, zoomed in on fucking Hogan, just because it makes somebody pop, because like Hogan's just, like, sitting there, like, and he's doing his thing, but you look at it in his eyes, he's just going, "What the fuck is this guy saying?" Like, Warrior's just going off about something about it doesn't even make any sense. So, like, and you could just see from there that, the belt is not going to be long for Warrior.
No, he dug his own grave at that point.
Yeah, well, because like I said, and of course, I get it. Hogan's got to be at the end. I get that, but at that point, do you eliminate? Do you eliminate Santana as well? Like, is this it's to me, it felt like Santana was nothing but a pawn. And it's a shame because he deserves a little bit better than that. I would think. I'm not saying that maybe he should, relish in the victory per se, but that's at this point, yeah, 3 people need to beat 5, and granted, he defeated the dreaded Warlord in 28 seconds. Tito Santana.
Nah, I gotta show love for Tito, man.
Yeah.
I thought it was a good move, and you know what? He gets a win.
Yeah,
he gets a win. Survivor Series.
He does get a win in the record book. He was in the main event. Essentially,
he main evented Survivor Series.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought it was a good card for 1990. It was good. You made a really good point of taking home that there was Santana was the salsa with the entree. It's true.
Yes.
It's true. But you really did a good job of taking home the storytelling for the future months ahead. Well, which in hindsight, what's up, Augie?
Augie doing a run-in.
Augie's doing a run-in. They did a really good job with the 4 pay-per-views telling stories. And
it was easier.
It was easier.
So easy.
Right.
And it's almost something that,
like, AEW is doing it now.
And exactly. That's something that I think AEW is doing a really good job with. Of if they could stay with this model, I think they can make this work for them, because between the pay-per-views, you can filter, you can have kind of rivalries between them, whereas obviously, like, Dusty Rhodes and DiBiase had the match no, it was Dusty Rhodes against Macho King, right, at SummerSlam. But you could see them starting to feud, and then the main event before Survivor Series, Dusty Rhodes, DiBiase jumps Dustin, and it builds up, and
right, of course.
He almost bunny hops over Survivor Series for obvious reasons, but he almost bunny hops over that to get to Royal Rumble. But, like, something like that where you can make these storylines last longer. You could just stretch it out, and you could see them slowly building Sergeant Slaughter. I don't think we've seen what was going to happen. I think if you watch Survivor Series, today for the first time, and then you don't know what happens on the next, because now the next night they have the main event, which was, I think, it was supposed to be Friday. It was supposed to be Saturday night's main event, but something, I think there was some kind of, I don't know if it was football or college football. Something was on, but they had to show it on Friday. It might have been Saturday Night Live or something, but they had to show it the night prior. And, so we don't see what's going to happen. If you don't see that, excuse me, I don't think you make the connection of Sergeant Slaughter getting to Royal Rumble to face Warrior from this show. So I think that's something they could have did a little bit better storytelling wise with, but you could see that they built up Sergeant Slaughter. They were putting some steam behind him for some reason. So,
well, especially after the match. I mean, and the promo and then with the real life stuff going on makes perfect sense.
Well, because like I said, if you just watch this match, if you watch this pay-per-view and walked away, you hear nothing but Macho King calling out Warrior. So you're just going, oh, come Royal Rumble. It's Savage.
Oh
against
yeah,
Warrior.
yeah, no,
and they did a really good.
Well, no, Warrior Savage got involved.
Yeah,
which sets up Warrior and Savage.
Yeah,
and then puts Hogan. But then that puts Hogan back in the title picture.
But that's the pivot. Yeah, that's
right.
the pivot.
Correct. Correct.
Because you can't. I guess I wonder if they did WrestleMania 6. All right, we're gonna put Warrior over on Hogan, and and then come WrestleMania 7, Hogan, you're gonna get your win back, your win back, which wouldn't make sense. But once again, you're gonna do babyface against babyface again.
But again, this is the Warrior at that point.
Does he sour?
He got too big. He got too big for his bridges, and that's what happened.
Yeah. And
if you watch the first DVDs, it explains everything in detail. All right. Well, that was good, man.
Yeah. Are we giving it a grade? Because I think this was a solid A-.
Yeah, close to a B, A-. Absolutely.
I really enjoyed it. We picked apart the bad parts, but all in all, like it really is. It makes you remember why you're a fucking fan.
But like the first 4 Survivor Series are basically, to me, they're untouchable. I mean,
well, it's funny because you said you watched Survivor Series 92, and you said you watched the
91.
Boss Man.
Oh, 92, yeah,
Boss Man against Nails, and that's one of my favorite Survivor Series.
But for me, though, the first 4 were true in terms of team versus team.
Oh yeah,
they started implementing single matches. Story wise, I get it, but for me, I want the whole card to be a fucking to be 5 teams of 5 strive to survive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and it's funny because like even like this weekend's Survivor Series, like they have the obligatory 1 match, but like
there's 2, I think, but it's like
the men and women.
But
why not make it more?
Because they it's
Raw versus SmackDown.
Yeah, it's don't get me started.
Yeah,
but anyway.
Yeah, I think it's like I said, it was a good show. I'd like to do another one, if we could have, but
we can do it.
Do whatever we want.
We might have a show on Friday. I definitely speak to Jay I don't have to speak for Jay, but he's here, but I can speak for Choppy, and I wish you guys a very happy and blessed holiday this week. It's Phil's favorite fucking holiday. A lot different for me this year.
Yeah.
A lot of family stuff, and then there's no family stuff, and I'm like, it's not gonna be the same. But the spirit of giving, I have plenty of food that I got donated. I want to donate some food. I have 4 boxes of food that I have to give away because I have all this food that I want to share with people because I'm not gonna eat it all. But if you know anybody who's hungry in the area, let me know. I can feed them. But seriously, have a great holiday. If you can't be with your family, if you can't be with the ones you love the ones you're with, and on top of that, just remember it's gonna get better.
Yeah.
And this is a season of giving. It's a holiday season. Keep positive thoughts in your heart and your soul, and just remember that you have us to fucking fall back on. You have to fall back on and Choppy sometimes.
Yeah.
But go buy a shirt, please. It'll help us.
Yep.
Social media gimmicks. Shining Wizards again, 9th anniversary on Monday. Jay, anything to add?
Yeah. No, I got nothing right now. I think listen, everybody just stay close, and like Phil said, I think he said it the best. I think this holiday is about loving everybody that you're with. So it may not be as you designed, but make it the best of it.
Absolutely. And I think that's it. We might be back Friday when we might not. But
yeah, there'll be a show. There'll be a show Friday.
Yeah, and as Kenny Omega would say,
goodbye and good night.
That was a good ending.